Please fill the empty chairs in the front here so we can fill in new people in the back. So all these empty chairs in the front, Dallon and Boo.
All the way up?
Yeah.
Yeah, to the front.
There.
Yeah, can you see me too?
He said no?
No.
Rebellion.
Yeah, well, wait, this is weird. My middle name.
Amazing.
Adrian, did you?
Can I say this thing? That was my best my friends tell me,
Okay,
so I'm just gonna say this.
I need someone to
Two
say
rebellious people.
Sorry.
Rebellion.
So we are streaming, but we're going to do the countdown shortly.
Are you traveling for the holiday yet?
Yeah.
You're not,
This one coming? No. Christmas, yeah.
but not for Thanksgiving.
It's the worst week to travel.
Why?
Oh, man, the crowds, it's crazy.
Is it worse than Christmas or New Year's?
Yes,
Oh, yeah?
yes,
Oh,
yes. Because there's only 3 days to do it tonight. So every crowd's in, every crowd's out.
oh, I see.
LAX lines are terrible, yeah.
Which is more important to people?
LAX.
So why?
It's faster to-
Oh, amazing. Good morning. Welcome to church. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you so much for being with me. And you can get involved by going to our chat line. Chat line. I sound like Joel. And whatever your questions and comments are, we will get to them. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
I'm glad you're here. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. All right. Any questions from anybody or anything you want to bring up before I get rolling?
I had a question.
All right, wait for the mic. I'm glad. Finally, someone came to fellowship, not to be taught. Okay.
So I was thinking about kind of the forgiveness process in regards to forgiving your parents.
Yes.
And kind of the way, you present it, it comes with kind of a Christian lean to it. Can you tell people to forgive their parents without telling them that it's like a kind of a Christian thing to do?
Right.
And will they find God through that process?
The moment they forgive the mothers and return to the father, and through the father, they will naturally go to God.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of atheists telling me that too.
Really?
That they were not Christian, but when they went and forgave, all of a sudden they believed in God again. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I had a similar thing. A guy that I've talked to on the beach, he's kind of a homeless guy, and he could tell something he's a little disturbed, and he would keep talking about his parents. So I just told him to forgive him.
Right.
And he did that. Like literally the next day, like the guy's glowing. It was
Absolutely.
It was amazing.
When you love your father, you can't help but love God. But when you hate your father, you hate God. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Amazing. So the bum is no longer a bum.
I wouldn't say that, but
He's working his way out.
exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of bums, on there's a little area between Fairfax and La Cienega. There's an underpath there, like a freeway overpath or whatever you call it. I was driving down through there yesterday on Venice, and on both sides of the road, bombs everywhere. It looked like I was going through a second or third world country or something. I'm like, where am I? And that place used to be so beautiful and clean down there. And it was like weird seeing it. And then I was over in Inglewood yesterday. Joel, where's Joel?
Where?
Oh, he's so black I can't see him. He black. We had those two young men, one take that seat, one take that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There's an area in Inglewood over by the Forum. They built a new arena over their football team, I guess, for the for the Lakers or somebody. The Lakers play football? Who's that new stadium built for in Inglewood? The Rams, but the Rams can't play ball. They don't know how, right? Why they get a new beautiful stadium like that? Oh, my money back. But anyway, so there's like a neighborhood over there. It used to be really nice. And a young lady by the name of Christina offered to let me use their house over there for the meetings if we haven't found a location by the end of the month. And so I went there. Thank you, Christina. I appreciate it. I went there to look at it. And I remember that area used to be so American and so nice. And now it looks like Mexico. It's all jammed and crowded with a bunch of stuff. Chickens and and Mexicans walking up and down the road. And it just looked like it did when I went to Mexico. I'm like, what the? It changed just like that. I'm like, we have done this country a disservice by just allowing different people to come in because they bring that cultural stuff with them and they change the look of America. It doesn't look like America anymore. And then you feel kind of unease driving down through the neighborhood, right? And so it's just not good. When I become president, everybody got to go. I don't know where y'all going, but y'all leaving here. They got to go. This is not right. You shouldn't be afraid to drive down through a neighborhood in America. It's your country. Anybody ever experienced that? Yeah. And they parked everywhere. They got too many cars. And the cars are old. You see that, Della?
Yeah.
It's amazing, huh? And then down this road, Olympic look like China. Korea, that's the same thing. Isn't Korea and China the same thing? Don't you feel like going, oh? It looked like once you cross Western Avenue, look like you left America. That's not right.
What's right?
Can they leave their culture there if they gotta come and act white? Keep it clean. Am I wrong?
No, not at all.
It's right here. Yeah. Why are we allowing this to happen?
I don't really know. It seems pretty crazy to me, honestly. Like, just, it's really, America has lost its, like, Americanness.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of cultures coming in, trying to impose themselves onto our own unique culture that we've built, you know?
That is so true. Why don't they leave that stuff at home? And if they like it so much, stay at home.
I don't know. It's like they can't rebuild their own country, so they come to ours and bring their culture with it.
And rebuild America, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I was like looking around yesterday, I couldn't believe it. Have you seen that too? What do you think about it? Yeah.
Oh, it makes me homesick and it makes me sad.
Yeah.
Mostly I feel very homesick. And like I don't belong here
I
anymore.
know.
It's not my home anymore.
It feel like you're the visitor.
And I don't feel welcome, not even a visitor.
Yeah,
like I don't
Christina
belong
was telling me that over in that neighborhood in Inglewood, the black people don't want the white people to come. So when you move in, you have to sneak in. Because when she moved in, some black people saw her that should have been at work. They were up walking the streets at 11 in the morning. They should have been at work on welfare. And so they were asking her, oh, are you moving in? She was like, no. But she, huh?
Should have worn blackface.
Yeah, she should have worn a blackface, huh? And I was talking to Christina, and she's a white lady, but it was like talking to any hard-working American person. It was just talking to a human being. It's too bad people into the color thing like that. One other thing I want to say is that I want to encourage you to save 10% of your money, really, because opportunity will come. The one thing that my grandparents taught me, and my parents too, because they did very well for a while until they died. They did. save 10% of your money. You can always work, and every time you make a dime, put 10% in the bank, and then live off the rest, pay your rent, buy your food, buy your pot, right? I used to buy my pot with the 10% after I paid the 10%. But buy your pot, but opportunity will come. They're already there, but you just don't see them. And so when they do come, you will have money, right? And it's easy to say 10% than it is to say 20% or 15%. It's, you know, you can put 10% away and forget about it because the opportunity will come. And you'll be ready for it. You'll be surprised. And put it in an account where you get interest on it, you know. That makes sense? So everybody's saving 10% already? You saving 10%, Ray?
Yes.
Oh, good. Everybody else saving 10%? Oh, why are you not saving 10%? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold for the mic.
I plan to. It just,
When do you plan to?
well, I don't have an income right now.
Oh, you're
And-
not working?
Yeah, and also we're self-employed, and we're just scraping by, and I know it's not an excuse.
But even with the scraping by,
Yeah.
you should put 10% away.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised how, because God loves you, something will happen where an investment will come, and then you can have money to enhance your business. It really is so weird, but that's the way it is.
Yes.
And are you collecting welfare or anything?
No,
You can sell your welfare check. How about food stamp?
no.
I was going to say, sell the food stamp and put the money in the bank.
Okay.
But make sure you save. Are you saving? Yeah. Oh, good. One of the things that we do in our Entrepreneur Academy, the last segment of the class, well, when we first start the class, I tell the guys to save 10%. And so that at the end of, they didn't know this though, but at the end of the class, they could buy a home or some land or something, right? So this graduating class is at the end of this class. So about 3 or 4 of them did save, and they're going to be buying homes. I brought in the real estate lady that I've been working with for a long time, and she is so smart. I think she's Asian. Is she Asian, James? Yeah, she's Asian. And she is a hard-working, smart person, and she knows the ins and out of how to buy your first home. And so 3 or 4 of these guys are going to be buying their own home. Isn't that amazing? So save your money, all right? That makes sense? Are you saving?
Yeah,
Oh, good. You save 10%?
I think maybe a little more.
Oh, good. Is it easy to save a little more?
Not all the time.
That's why I said 10%. It's
Yeah.
so easy to save 10%.
Yeah.
And just forget that you have it. So if something comes up, if somebody steals a part from your car or something like that, don't think of your 10%. There's another way to get it done. Just leave it there only for investment, no matter what. If your girlfriend throw you out, did she throw you out yet?
I don't have a girlfriend.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
And why don't you have one?
Just haven't really met, I guess, the right one.
And what's the right one?
I don't know yet because I haven't really.
You haven't dated at all your life?
I have. Yeah, and
She was the wrong one?
yeah, I guess so.
Is this your first time here?
Yeah,
What's your name?
Javier.
Javier. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming. And what was wrong with her?
I guess she was just like, well, I was young, a lot younger too, so, let's see. She was just not really like, let me see. I don't know, there's a few things. Yeah,
Like what?
she just the way she carried herself, I guess.
Was she a slut?
No, but
Were you a slut maker?
what do you mean?
You haven't told him, huh? Well, wait until God give you one. Forget about
Yeah,
dating.
that's kind of what I'm on right now. I'm not really what do you think I should do?
So what now?
What do you think I should do though?
You should work, get your own apartment, take care of yourself, seek the kingdom of God in his right way, and then when it's time to get married, the right woman will be added, and you guys will be together until death do you part.
Great. Feels like I'm on the right path then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not look for any woman. Don't even look for anything but seeking what's right.
All right.
Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
Amazing. Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
I had a question about that too, because I've seen like probably 2 of your sessions because he showed me them.
Right.
It's his birthday, by the way. He brought me here. So
He hasn't. What's his name?
his name's Caleb.
Oh, Kalo. Today is his birthday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
We're going
came
to do
here.
a birthday thing, a song for him in a minute.
That's awesome.
So don't leave, Kalo. You're going to have to come up here. And so go ahead.
Oh yeah. About forgiving my mother, like, because he told me to do that. I have like nothing. I feel like no like hatred or like why forgive her for what?
You don't have any anger toward her at all?
No.
She was perfect in raising you?
I mean, it seems like it, because, yeah.
She didn't get on your nerves at all while growing up?
I mean, I feel like everyone does eventually.
How about your mother?
No, not really.
She didn't get on your nerves at all?
What do you mean?
You know how she can, you know how people make one another angry or irritate or something?
Yeah. I feel
She
like
would
that's, like,
irritate you at
natural.
times?
Yeah.
About what?
I
When
mean,
she
I
would
can't
do
really
what?
think about like a certain thing, but just like, you know, like going out throughout the day, you know, just I don't know, normal things.
Yeah. Well, don't do it unless you see it for yourself.
Yeah.
You have to get to know yourself. And if you see that you have anger, any little iota of anger toward her, you need to forgive her so you can overcome her.
Okay.
Because any man that has anger is a woman.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So do you have anger?
No. I mean,
Oh,
yeah, no.
You have no anger.
No, I mean, I feel like I get frustrated sometimes
Frustration comes from anger.
because I'll be like skateboarding or something. I can't land a trick, and I'm just like, you know, or like,
Oh, that's
Stuff
some
like that.
serious anger.
I mean, is that what you're talking about? Or anger, like
Well,
that's my anger, like.
well, if you didn't have any anger at all, even when you're skateboarding and you don't do it right, you would see that you didn't do it right, but it wouldn't matter. You would stay calm, and then you would do it in the right way.
Okay.
Have you forgiven your father?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You went to him?
No, he's not in my life actually, but
Where is he?
he's in El Salvador.
Oh,
Yeah.
and why is it that he's not in your life?
He just chooses not to be.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
He told you, I choose not to be in your life.
No, he's just, like, I've talked to him, I still talk to him, and, like, through social networks and stuff, but
Right.
it's just, like, he changes numbers and just, you know, like, it's kind of hard to get a hold of him, so.
So did he say, I don't want to be in your life?
No.
And so why did you say he chose not to be in your life?
I guess I just misworded it, yeah.
All right. And so how do you feel not being with him?
It doesn't really bother me.
And so what do you do about that emptiness that you have, that little, like something missing feeling?
I don't have that feeling.
You feel fulfilled?
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat? Good, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You love your father?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's important, all right?
Yeah, because I agree with what you were saying. I watched one of your things, and you're like, that you shouldn't, like, hate, you know, and, like, also about how, sorry, I'd never, like, talk on mics or anything.
You're
so
doing
it's, like-
fine.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I would hate to see it if you like talking.
Yeah. Yeah, because that had nothing to do with me, like how my mom and him broke up and
That's
they just
right.
parted ways. So I was just like, I never felt any way about it, and
Right
just
on,
have,
man.
yeah. So yeah,
That's cool. You smoke pot?
No. Well, yeah, sometimes, but I don't buy it, but yeah.
You don't buy it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes my friends will like have something and I'll take a little hit or two, you know, like, but I don't like really like it, yeah.
You don't really like it?
No.
So you hate it just because it's free?
Sometimes, yeah. The vibe has to be right.
Well, good, man.
Yeah.
Any other questions for me?
I kind of wanted to hear you talk about like, what's the word I said?
You said innovator?
Yeah, like Christian innovation, because like I'm like a big fan of Kanye West, and I feel like a lot of the stuff he says and you say are like very like intertwined, and I see you as like a Christian innovator, and for what I mean by that is just like it's like God is past those just like four walls, you know, and like I see that you take it in other spots, and I just maybe talk about that a little bit more, like.
What does innovate mean to encourage?
Just like newer, like it's like a new way of like, I don't know how to explain it.
What does innovate mean?
I think he's kind of talking about the fact that like church nowadays has become this kind of status quo thing where it's almost like you go into this building and it's like a book club you have rather than actually fellowshipping with people about real life issues, and this kind of brings it back towards that, other than just talking about trivial lines in a book maybe.
Oh, I understand. I don't know much about what Kanye West is up to, except I know he made a new song, and because I saw some black people at a church the other day, I believe it was in Texas. He had a church service at, what's his name? Joel Osteen place. And I just happened to be walking by the TV. It may have been here at the office, Nick had it on, I think. And I looked up and I saw all these black people dancing like Nelson Mandela was coming. And they were dancing in dirt. You know, you see all the dust. Y'all remember that kind of picture? Whenever Nelson Mandela would hold a rally, because he was their hero, they would start dancing, here come Nelson Mandela. And there would be dirt everywhere. It reminded me of that. But the one thing I want you to know is that the kingdom of heaven is inside, and all that you need to know, and all that you are, and all that you need is inside. There's a new kingdom inside of us, right? And God blessed me enough to enter into that kingdom. I had heard about it growing up and out here, but I didn't know exactly what it meant. No one told me that you could live from it on earth. I heard some guy call the Hake Report today, and he said that, well, Jesse had a rough life, and he suffered a lot, and his mama was mean, and something he was saying, right? And then he had a dark spirit, and because of that, he was able to find out whatever, right? It was kind of dumb, but I know how the mind works. I do want to say my life was not rough. Even though I grew up on a plantation in Alabama, I had an amazing life growing up, because the only thing that was missing, I wanted my father. It was just a void that was missing in my life. But otherwise, my life was amazing. It was just mind-blowing. And I was telling Nick this morning that every aspect of my life, I lived it to the fullest. When I was a kid, I had so much fun on the plantation. You ever lived on a plantation?
No.
Yeah, I got to take you down there. So I lived on a plantation. When I was a kid, I lived a full life as a kid. When I became a teenager, I lived a full life as a teenager. And then when I got in my 20s, I lived a full life. Moved out on my own at 18. I just did what I made a lot of mistakes, but it was fun. I was making my own mistakes. And then, but I still had that yearning for my father, because as a kid, I knew I wanted my father. And so I would ask about him. But it wasn't until I started seeking to know myself, I wanted to understand that God allowed me to see that what was missing was the love of my father. I needed to forgive my mother who turned me away from him, or tried to, and love my father. That's what I did. And once I did, everything changed. I woke up from within and just been living that way for 30 years now. And it's just amazing. It's getting better and better. My mind has been and is being renewed. I have no conflict. I hold nothing against anyone. It's weird. You can see what's going on with people, and they don't know you can see them. You can see the spirit that's working in them, and you know that it's not them, but it's a spirit. And all the opportunities that he had created for you is happening. It will just happen. You don't have to worry about it. And so that's what I discovered, that the kingdom of heaven is within. And so I've come to realize that the world, the physical world, is still the Old Testament. Jesus came, but he did not come to save the world. He left it as it is, and he created a new environment, a new world, and he hid it away from the children of Satan. He put it inside. And only God allows those people to get in that he loves. If a man or a woman, a boy or girl decide, you know what, I'm wrong for being angry. This is messed up, right? Get to know yourself. He'll draw you into that kingdom. But he's not going to let you in if you have a little bit of anger, because that's the nature of Satan, man or woman. And so I'm hearing that Kanye West is changing too. And I want to interview him. I hope he come on.
I think you guys should talk.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to talk to him.
Definitely.
And so, yes, sir.
I was just going to say, I have noticed a lot of similarities between what Kanye has been saying recently and what you say just about being in the present and loving your father. There was something he said recently, or a couple weeks ago, it took me 42 years to realize that my father was my best friend.
Yes.
And I resented him. And I was like, wow, it's amazing. That's the exact same thing. I thought this past summer, and then I went and forgave my father and mother and just...
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's
How
amazing.
did it go?
It went really well, actually. I'd pondered the idea because they're up in Sacramento. So I went to visit and kind of had the idea of doing it, but then didn't. Waited a few more months and went back home to visit, and just first thing, as soon as I saw each of them, I just got it over with.
Yeah. Were you nervous?
I was actually.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and with my father, it was real well. He was easygoing, kind of just joking around about it, oh, I'm glad, all this. And my mom, she was just a little more emotional. She didn't get really crazy or anything. I thought it might go to that, but she was just yeah, I know, we were horrible parents. She was crying, all this, but the dynamic in our relationship has just completely changed. It's
Absolutely.
amazing. I'm when my dad would call me, I'd look at the phone, it'd say Dad, and I'd be oh, I don't even want to answer this right now. But now it's I'll call him and we'll talk on the phone for an hour about
Yes, sir.
just regular stuff. And now it's interesting because the relationship with my mom, she doesn't like it now. It's she can't control me. It's everything that I'm for, it seems she's against, so she's having a real hard time with this new change that's in me,
That's amazing. How old are you today?
24.
That's amazing, man. You're so fortunate to be waking up so early. I was 38 years old when I woke up. And so to be 24 is amazing.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me, and maybe some of the ladies can tell me, but it's interesting how that spirit inside of a woman would send you to hell before it let you go free. It just, they can't help it. They I'll suck the life out of you. Let me see, let me look around. Okay. I counsel with a mother and son somewhere on this side of heaven. Y'all don't know him, you never seen him, right? And the son was trying to, at one time was living under the mama. And then the son tried to get away, right? And the mama, wherever the son moved to, the mama found some reason, oh, I'm coming over, make some food, or calling every day. How you doing? How you? And the son didn't want her to do it. So he said, stop doing that. But she wouldn't stop. And so the son moved out of her place and anything, right? He changed his phone number so that she couldn't call him. And the mother went to the father, because they separated, and got the number from the father to call the son anyway, after he changed his phone number. Now, you know that's hell. What is that about? You know, why is it that they want to destroy, they won't let go, and then they'll make up excuses. Oh, I was worried about him. And you can't. That's not a reason to suffocate the life out of anyone. You're going to kill him anyhow. You know what I'm saying? But she went around to the father and got his number and started hunting him down again. And so now he got to move again. And she has all these excuses, lying to herself rather than saying, you know what, I'm wrong. I need to leave my son alone. He's an adult now. I don't even think my grandmother ever called me when I moved out. Because she had already taught me growing up, right? You got to go at 18. And I'm like, where am I going? I don't know. I don't care. You're out of here. And when I moved, that was it. But I did go see her once or twice because I was so happy to be on my own anyway. But there's a new world inside, folks. And the Christians don't know it. I like the Christians because read the Bible stuff somewhat stabilize them. You know, they don't go so nuts. They don't all become criminals. But there's another reality inside, and you're fortunate to find that. And if you do the silent prayer so that you can stay away from the thoughts. And another thing I want you to know, folks, because I hear a lot of this, people say, well, I went and forgave, and at first I felt free. I felt fine. But then I saw my mother, or I saw this person, and I got angry again. Don't worry about that. You're still growing. So just relax and let that happen. Because it's like a physical child, when a child first try to walk, the child fall down, but if nobody overreact it, he laugh about it, get up and walk until he's running and all that. So you are growing, your mind is being renewed, so don't freak out. You're like a little baby now. And so you're not old enough yet to get all the honey and everything that come with it. A little milk is enough. Just be patient. So you're going to be fine, man. Just stay with it.
Yeah. Silent prayer is amazing, too.
It's amazing.
It really helps, yeah.
Yeah.
I've always thought that as a kid, like I grew up with my grandma taking me to church, all that, but nothing ever resonated with me. And I always just thought it was so strange, like if God knows what's going to happen for you and like what you need, like why you need to ask all these things, why are you talking to him? It didn't really ever make any sense. And then you presented that idea, and it was just so logical. It's amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing. And if you notice, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you're first born, as soon as you pop out the womb, it's the mama that takes you to church. It's not the father. Have you noticed that? Everybody went to church with their mama. If she had left you alone, let you stay at home with daddy, you wouldn't have all these problems. Isn't that amazing? But it's so, I wish I could give you guys and ladies this other reality on the inside. But no man can give it to you. And the understanding that comes from it is beyond your imagination. It really is. You can't even imagine the mind of God. You can't even, there's nothing on earth that could cause you to imagine because the mind of God, because your mind and his mind, your mind is of Satan, right? And it's further away from God as possible. You can't imagine. That's why you got to bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing to live that way. It really is. And just be patient, allow yourself to grow, let people talk about you and see how you feel about it. And if you feel bad, just say, oh, that's interesting. They said something about me and I feel bad, so I got to go away from that. No big deal. Because I know a lot of people, they love God until someone says something wrong to them, and all of a sudden they're mad again, and they give up. Don't give up. That person is giving you an opportunity to know yourself. Because once you truly overcome all that anger, there's nobody or no thing or nothing on earth that makes you feel that way again. It's like you have a bubble around you, and the world cannot get to you. And the natural way starts to disappear, and the real way starts to come alive. Isn't that amazing? What kind of work you do?
No work. Just in school right now.
Amazing, baby.
I know, it's terrible.
Baby.
The worst decision. Because my parents just take care of me. They've never let me fail. And that was one
And
of
that
the worst
is failing.
things. Yeah.
They cause you to fail.
I'd say the worst thing I did, when I turned 18 or so, I went into college at 17 and ended up dropping out my first semester saying, this is ridiculous, why am I wasting my time in school? I went out into the world, started working, was working towards getting my real estate license, working for a real estate company. And then the worst decision that I think I've made was, one of many bad decisions was going back to school.
Yeah.
Because it really stagnated my growth, and it's like I'm just kind of stuck trying to finish this now when I had a pretty good start out in the real world.
Yeah.
But I mean, it all brought me back to this point, like realizing what I have now, so and I can just be here in the moment and live right now.
That's right. So are you living on campus?
No,
So why don't you live with your mother?
no.
Who you live with?
I just have roommates in a house.
Oh, and how do you pay your bills if you don't have oh, your parents take care of it? Beta Bell.
Right?
Your mother's not going to let go. You got to say no more. Get yourself a job and start paying your own rent.
It's hard to be. Well, it's
You
not
never say it's hard to.
That was the wrong word, but it's interesting because I totally see how my father is just like, his mother. So it's like I have two women trying to
Yes.
control my life. It's not
Two
like I have a
mommies.
father and a mother. It's like I have two mothers. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Because he
They-
has his mother's spirit.
Yeah, and it's like my dad always says, like, I want to do that for you. I want to, like, help you out like this. And it's like, I really see how it's hurting me.
Yeah.
Like,
And did you say, no, don't help me?
no.
That's how the welfare people are. And once they start getting that money, they'll kill you if you try to take it away. So now you're spoiled and corrupt. You're addicted to them. It's hard to say no to it. You got to say no.
Yeah.
Just say no and
Okay.
get a job. Wait till you get a job. Hold on to it until you get a job. Let them do it. Get a job, and when you get your first paycheck, cut them off. You got to cut it off.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do, get myself, financially established on my own.
No, not financially established. Just get a job so that you can go through the hard times. It's the hard times that cause you to become a man, that allows you to see your relationship with God. And now that you come out of that darkness, you need to cut them off. Otherwise, they're going to keep you down.
Yeah.
So get a job and cut it off.
Okay.
You have roommates, so you have someone to share the bills with.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to let the money thing go.
Yeah, that's like, I feel like that's the strand that's holding me to them still.
Yeah.
That financial kind of
I
support
remember
they have me on.
I remember once somebody in my family died, but before they died, they had me down as one of the people to receive their Social Security or something like that, right? And so they died. I was so glad because I got all the check once they died. And then it was a whole lot of money until I was a teenager, so I was glad to see it. And so there came a time when I was supposed to get one more check, and the government never do anything right anyway, so they kept sending other checks, right? Because you know how the government is, they don't get anything right. And I did not want to let that money go. I'm like, this is the last one. And another check would come. I'm like, this is the last one. Anybody ever done that? And so finally I said, I'm letting this go. Because I had a job. I said, I'm letting this go. And so one more check came, right? And I looked at it and it was like all this money, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to cash it. And I did not cash it. And I felt free. At first I felt like, Satan would tell me, oh, look at all that money, you better keep that money, right? But I felt free once I didn't cash it. And so I didn't cash that one, then I just cut it off. That's how you got to do with them, because they control your nature. It's like the blacks, not all of course, they're addicted to the welfare now, generation after generation, so it's hard to let go. And if the president was to cut off the welfare, it would be riots. They will burn down their house and everything because that nature is addicted to the world taking care of it. You got to let it go. It's not as bad as you think that it is, but get a job and tell them no more. All right?
All right.
What are you studying in school?
I was doing finance. I just switched it to marketing last week.
Amazing. Well, get a job, man.
Yeah.
Really. All right? Anything else?
No,
Did you have another question?
No, that's it.
Are you working?
Yeah.
Oh, good. At least somebody got a job. Tell them no more, man. If they loved you, they wouldn't do that to you.
yeah.
They really wouldn't. They don't love you.
I can tell it's because they want that control.
Yes. It's not about love, it's about control.
Yeah.
That's why once you're born again, you become a dispassionate person because people who are passionate are weak. It's all about the emotion. And it's not about logic. It's not about what is right. So you don't want to be a passionate person. It's like being gay or something.
Are you saying
What?
you shouldn't finish school, or you're saying?
That's up to you. If you want to finish, finish. If you want to stop, stop. Get your job. Let's say you decide, I'm not waiting. Because the best school is on the inside of you. Really. With less struggles, no worries, no nothing. Well, really no struggles, really. And you see how to overcome. And it doesn't cost anything. The best school is really inside of you. I finished high school. There were literally 18 people in my class when I graduated. And honestly, I was number 18. I was like, what in the world? I'm surprised they let me graduate. But they did. And that's the truth. And have you ever heard me read on the radio? I don't understand me. Not to mention Joel. I think Joel was in my class. I think he was that guy that sat way in the back. What year you graduated, Joel?
I don't want to say.
I don't blame you. And he went to a white school and still can't read. He can't even read long super chats.
They spell it wrong, that's why.
They spell it wrong, like Arkansas.
You said that this week.
Huh?
You said Arkansas.
I did. I said it so much times. I said, I'm going to somebody from Arkansas when it was Arkansas. But really, the best school is on the inside. And it's so amazing. It's weird that most people don't know it's there, though. It's hidden away, and only the ones he pull in can see that world. Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
Amazing. Do you have kids?
Yeah.
Oh. And so is it hard to let oh, that's your
She's
daughter?
one of them, yeah.
Is it hard to let her go?
It's very hard,
Why?
but I don't
How
know-
old
I
is
don't-
she
I
now?
don't know. 23, and I have a 16-year-old.
And you holding on to both of them?
Well, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job of letting him go, but inside, I can tell that it's not an easy thing.
And why not? What are your insides? What is your inside telling you?
Because I feel a little bit lost, like what is our family going to become? Also, I had a lot of, in many ways, my family had a lot of problems. And so I feel like I'm reinventing the wheel. And I'm trying to, I don't know what you're supposed to do next. And I'm trying to figure it out. And so,
Don't try to figure it out.
Okay.
It's good enough. It's well enough not to know. You're better off not knowing and just living it.
Yeah.
Because if you know it, you're coming up with the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And if you love your kids, your adult kids, you will let them go.
Actually, I feel like it's not so much letting them go. It's just, I think what is hard for me is knowing like what's gonna happen. Where are we gonna go next? That's more.
It's not where we gonna go, where they're
Yeah.
gonna go.
Yeah, okay.
So like, you feel like where we gonna go next, like if they leave
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
or move away, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, are we still gonna be a family as them when they have their own lives? Because my parents, they moved away from their parents
Right.
across the country.
Yes.
And then it was sort of like they didn't have any relationship with them anymore.
Beautiful.
But, but my mom's sister did. I feel like it is nice to have an adult relationship with like, I love my grandparents, and I loved being able to be with them. And
It's
I
nice,
miss,
but you want to do it freely.
yes,
Not
yes.
out of any type of obligation.
Yes, but my parents, they didn't even have that. I don't
Right.
know how to, I think they didn't do it right either.
No, they didn't.
No.
That's why you're repeating the cycle with your kids.
Yeah,
You need to let them go. And don't worry about what's going to happen next.
okay,
Because if they forgive you and they go out and have a good life and you start, you become the right way, they're going to want to be around you, but not under pressure.
no, I don't want,
They
I
don't want to do
that.
it when
No.
and if they want to do it.
Freely,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you need to send them away,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And don't worry about if they'll come back or not. Are you married?
yes.
Go play with your husband.
We do, we do.
You got somebody to play with.
We're having a lot of fun.
Well, then send the adults
Yeah.
away. Leave them
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Do you want to get away from her?
No, not right now. I mean,
I'm
eventually.
speaking to the mic. How old are you?
I'm 23.
And why you don't want to get away from her right now?
We have fun together. We have a good relationship.
Oh, you do? You're eight.
But she gives me a lot of independence.
I think
I don't feel
am.
like I have to be home.
think
I don't
I-
feel like
Yeah.
I have my
Hold
own
on.
life. I have a job. I'm
She
Yeah.
lives
Hold
at
on.
home just 'cause it's just like,
Hold
I don't
on,
wanna-
Mama. Mama trying to speak for her. That's not
Yeah.
good. And so when you say she gives you a lot of independence, what do you mean?
I mean, she doesn't hold me back. She doesn't make me feel obligated or, you know,
Okay. And why you're not out on your own already?
I don't want to pay for rent. It's like
You know what? Are
$1,000.
you a millennial?
What?
You a millennial? How old are you? 23?
I'm 23. I just turned
That's a
23.
millennial, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Beta. Why don't you want to pay your own way now that you're an adult? You don't
Well-
know what that is until you're on your own.
Yeah, that's
It's so
true.
amazing.
But I'm saving so much money. It's really great.
But you're not growing though.
Yeah, that's true.
Growth is more important than the money.
Yeah.
It really is. Because when you're out on your own and you lack money, the best in you will come out to get your own money.
Yeah.
It really will. But you don't know that unless you're living it.
Yeah. That's
You got to
right.
be doing it to know it. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you saved up a lot of money, why don't you move?
Well, I mean, I don't want to waste it on paying rent. I just
You
feel
want to
like
buy
it'll
your
be a
own
waste.
place?
Yeah, I'd like to move out and get an apartment. Eventually, I want to buy a house. And so I'm putting all my money toward that instead.
But you would be able to still get your house, but you'll be a better person for it. You'll be more responsible.
Yeah.
Because there's something on the inside of you that's not coming out.
Yeah.
You need the pressure. To not on the inside, but the outside, so that you can
Yeah.
overcome it. And you'll see that God is with you, and it'll be amazing.
Yeah,
You have a boyfriend?
I do.
And does he live with you?
No.
Does he come over?
Yeah, sometimes.
But you guys don't go in the bedroom?
No.
Oh, phew. Would you let her go in the bedroom? If
No, she would not.
Oh, good. But don't move just because I said it, all right?
Yeah.
Make sure you see it for yourself and do it. Any questions for me?
No, not right
Is this
now.
your first time here?
Yes.
Have you seen any of my shows already?
Actually, you spoke at one of my mom's works events.
What's with that?
that was in TPAC event in Pasadena for school choice.
Oh.
It was at the Romanesque Room in Old Town.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And so you got to let her go. You
Yeah.
know, don't let her feel like she got to be there.
Yeah, I don't think she does.
And don't let her think, oh, I
Yeah.
don't know what's going to happen if you move.
Yeah.
Will we still be a family?
Yeah, okay.
Your husband,
Yeah.
your family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do feel that way.
Yeah. Any questions for me?
No, I don't think so.
Anything you disagree with?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's amazing. Let me take James and Victoria and all these hands. Okay. James.
Some live chat questions from YouTube.
Okay.
Rachel says, Jesse says, don't look for a man. What about spending time with the opposite sex?
Yeah. Spend time. You're supposed to hang out together. You know, don't be like the, what's the name of that boy that was on incel people?
Randy.
Yeah, Brennio. And there's another group that don't have nothing to do with women. What's that
McCall.
group?
MGTOW.
What?
MGTOW.
Don't be that way. Men and women should interact so you can see yourself, how you deal and what you need to overcome, right? But don't be sleeping together and all that kind of stuff. But yes, you should be interacting. That doesn't make sense. If all men are just together all the time and all women, I'm going to start wondering. When you wonder, Joel? Like, what the? Yes, interact.
Trevor asks, is there a healthy place for the ego, or is the ego always never good?
The ego must die.
Is there a time where the ego...
only people that should have an ego is allowed to have it are kids. Kids need the ego. When they become adult, then they overcome the ego. But adults should not have an ego. Satan is your daddy.
So there's no time where the ego serves us at all after...
Only when you're a kid growing up. Once you become adult, you got to dump it.
Hosea says, my sister wants to marry a guy in 3 months of her speaking to him.
Right.
Well, but she caught him lying more than 4 times about stupid things, and we know he is a beta male. He is a Christian, but what should we do?
Stay out of it. Ain't your business. Warn the sister, if she said, leave me alone, leave her alone. She has a right to go suffer. So stay out of it. Beta!
Last one for now from Texas. Why did God allow the fallen state to happen if only a few end up overcoming it?
So that he can create human beings through the womb rather than with his hand. That's why. He got tired of working. I wonder if he's lazy. He got tired of working. So he's like, I got to do this a different way. So he must be white too, because he became very creative. And he invented the womb. He invented the body, and he invented all this stuff. So that's why. Oh, let me take Victoria, then I come to you then, okay? Victoria, I hear that the business is going well.
I have a question.
You have a question?
I said I didn't.
I have one. How's the business going?
It is going well.
That's amazing. And the reason that I think about you a lot in your business, because I know how you were nervous at first, you were not sure.
I still am.
And what are you nervous about?
I think it is my ego, because I'm feeling like, excuse me, like I should be waking up every day just itching to do it. But it's not like that. To me, it's more just something that I know is necessary to do.
I have never been itching to go to work.
Yeah.
Not with my own company. I had 2 companies, with this one and another one. It's just that I was grateful for it. I'm like, this is amazing. I have my own business. You know what I'm saying? So I was grateful, but not itching.
And I was
do what's in front of you. That way you won't have the worry.
Yeah, because I was judging myself for not feeling that about it. But I'm feeling that dispassion with a lot of things.
Right on. Your mind is being renewed.
Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we're not supposed to be into all this excitement stuff. That's the passionate people. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be calm and yet have fun and be grateful, enjoy one another and party, you know, whatever, right? But no, be all into that. That's why you're doubting, you're having a fear.
I do have a question. Now I do have a question now that you started talking about that. What I'm noticing is that this week in particular, anytime I thought about something that I wanted for my business, whether it was like marketing or an opportunity to promote it, those opportunities came, like without...
He got your back.
But it's bizarre because once it happens, I have a feeling where I pause because I don't know what to do with it because I'm not used to things going so smoothly.
You get used to it.
So, when?
And then Satan trying to tell you, this is not real. You know, you got to have worries. You got to have this. Yeah. But if you seek first the kingdom of God in his right way, keep an eye on yourself, it'll all open up. It's just one day at a time. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Don't try to be like anyone. Don't go do all these crazy classes like everybody else doing because they're on the outside looking out. They're trying to get help from the world. Did you know that the world is really dumb? Real dumb. These degrees, you should keep your money. Because people with the degrees are the dumbest folks on this side of heaven. You know more than they know right now by living from within.
A lot of
And they
my
don't even
clients are former
understand
students.
where you're coming
so-
from. So what now?
No, I was gonna say, I see that because a lot of my clients are former students,
Yeah.
and that's why they're coming to me, so.
I wish that the parents would not send their kids to colleges. I really do. I
on
wish
now.
they would set a good example while the kids are growing up. Like this young man was saying, it's already in him. He knew college wasn't the answer, but his parents made him go by encouraging him. Oh, we'll take care of you, don't worry about it. But had he taken that right way a while back, he'd be walking on cloud 9, dancing on the ceiling. Have you ever danced on the ceiling?
I would if I could.
It's amazing. And you're on your way. Don't worry about what has happened. The only thing that is what's happening right now. All right? Don't say, oh, I should have. And God is with you, man. It'll be as though you don't even have a past. All right? So don't do no, I wish I should have, if. So tell the folks what kind of business you have.
I have a credit repair business, so if you have bad credit, please don't raise your hand. You can see me later.
Don't make her nervous now.
Right, like, yeah, it's okay.
And how can they reach you?
They can reach me, either grab a business card or I'm on Instagram, but go to my website instead. It's www.fixmyficonow.com. Thank
See
you
that?
for that. Wow.
Amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Well, stay with it one day at a time. Be grateful and don't believe anything the thoughts tell you.
Yeah, I was
Every thought.
I was concerned for a second because I thought, man, everybody that has a business that I know, no, that's not true. That's not true. You're right. A certain kind of person does do that, now that I'm really thinking about it. But I was doubtful because I thought, well, it doesn't wake me up. And I think it's because I have a system now. So I'm not, oh, God, what am I going to do? It's not like
No,
that.
it's not about excitement at all. It's about gratefulness. That good attitude, be grateful. I'm so grateful. It's mind-blowing, all right? But don't look at all that excitement. I got to feel a certain way and all that. That's not real. The same thing for you with your business. Don't compare yourself to anyone, and And so sometimes you said it was a little tight. Sometimes it's like a struggle.
Right.
Relax in the struggle.
Yeah.
Because it shows faith in God, and it'll start to open up for you.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Don't put up no resistance. Just relax and do what's in front of you and seek the kingdom and be honest with yourself, and it'll work out.
Yeah.
All right?
It has been that way.
Oh,
My
good.
husband's a musician, and so we've been living that way for all our married life. And it does strengthen your faith.
Right on.
You have to live by faith. That's all you have.
That's all you have. Amazing. Joel is black. Y'all know he's black. And Joel, before he came to Barn, how old were you came to Barn?
25.
25. And Joel was at home with his mama, waiting on the Lord. He was just waiting on the Lord, living with the Lord. And so I made him move out. I didn't make him move out, but I made him say, hey man, you got to get out. This is what you got to do. And it's amazing what has happened in his life. He has his own business now. He has a reality show out. Joel gets up and go and do his work early in the morning. He doesn't lay around like a black person. And like, I'm looking at him thinking, wow. But that's what's going to happen. Once you enter that kingdom, it's a whole nother world. It really will. But Satan will still try to come at you. He will come and try to get you, but resist the thoughts. And if you get caught up in the thoughts and you're going through a little something, relax. It's not a big deal. Really, it's not a big deal. Because once you wake up, you cannot go back to sleep. You can't go back to sleep once you truly wake up. You have once to die and once to live. When you overcome that fallen state, you're living. When you're in that fallen state, you're dead. So you have once to die and once to live. All right? That makes sense? Yes, sir. And then I'll take you after him over you. Okay.
So sin is playing God, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sin is playing God, and in order to sin and react off of a sin is by listening to your thoughts first.
And believe in them.
Believe in them, accepting them.
Because that's why God said, bring everyone into captivity. When Adam believed the lie and fell into darkness.
Right.
Now we have to doubt the lie and come back to the light.
Mm-hmm. And if that's so, how did Satan sin? Who whispered in his head?
He decided that he wanted to be God. He was the bright star at one time. He was the man. But his little ego got in the way, and he decided, you know what, I can do this myself. I don't need you. Who
So
you think you are?
he's able, because like angels in heaven, they don't have anybody who's like whispering to them. Besides like
A little loud for me.
Angels in heaven, they don't have anybody whispering to them like like human beings on earth.
Right.
So
I
if
think
you're
they're all thrown out with Satan, those that believed him.
right, so he was the first one that came up with the ego to want to take
That
over.
I'm aware of.
Because I'm thinking like if everybody's going through like this, thing on earth with listening to our thoughts, how
But
did
everybody
Satan?
don't have to go through it. Now that you are waking up, and once you get married, and because you and your wife go live a perfect life, doesn't mean you're not going to have issues to deal with. But because your spirit is perfect, your kids won't have to go through that. That's why God keep allowing men and women to have babies, because he's trying to get somebody to do it right, so paradise can be all over earth, right? Yeah. And so by you guys and ladies waking up, you're going to start a new generation, and then things will be fine. So you don't have to go through that. You just need perfect parents.
Mm-hmm, right. And you can't be born a sinner. I think that's impossible. That's like contradicting God.
You could be
Wouldn't it?
born angry in that if your wife or your girlfriend is pregnant and she doesn't want to be, or she hates you, or she's mad about it, that spirit of her can pass on to the child in the womb. That can happen because it's a spirit. You can traumatize the child.
But being born is coming out the womb first.
That's a physical birth.
Physical birth.
Yeah.
But when you're actually born inside the womb, you're actually born like the baby, like the eggs, like, the baby's grown inside the mother's womb. Like
Right.
you're being born right now.
Right. And when you're born again, when you're born spiritually, you're actually growing too.
Right.
But you're just
But you
growing
can't be
into
born spiritually
spirit.
a sinner. Does that
Well,
mean
no.
you can't be born spiritually a sinner, because God wouldn't make you just come into the world as a sinner. You can only be conceived and then be tempted by sin as growing up, right?
I don't know what you're asking me.
For you know how God created.
So like you're born through the mother's womb.
Right.
That's a physical birth. That's a water birth.
Right, because there's nowhere in the Bible that you're born a sinner. You
Right.
can only be it was said by somebody in the Bible that once my mother conceived me, I was already like a sinner or something like that. I don't want to misinterpret it or anything like
Right.
that, but it was something like that. But when you're born out of the womb and you're tempted by, things on earth, that's when you start to develop like anger and you start to sin. But I don't think you're born a sinner.
Unless you're born angry.
Unless you're born angry.
Yeah, that's why when women get pregnant, they need to cool out. Love the father, take it easy, don't have all that anger in them. That way they can't pass it on to the children or to the child in the womb.
Right. Yeah, because I'm trying to like,
So
I
don't
have like
marry an angry woman. You're going to have some hell of babies. Work it out before you get married.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. But no, you're born through the womb physically, you're born of the spirit after that. And just like you can't go back into the womb, once you're born of the spirit, you can't go back into darkness.
That makes sense, yeah.
All right. Okay. Let me take Hermes and then here. I think I saw, the blue shirt, right? Here. Amazing. Okay. Yes, Hermes.
First of all, I think it's really nice to see these young people waking up, man. It's amazing.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
This is better than silver and gold to see y'all waking up. Y'all have I don't know what to do with it. It's mind-blowing because they're like young people are gone. Like half of them are smart, the other half were dead. But they're waking up, so it's amazing. Yes.
So just two quick questions. Just clarification, I've heard you say that when you woke up, you got over the anger. Did you ever fall into like emotions after waking up? In other words,
when I first started, I woke up
Right.
and I didn't understand what I know now. I would still believe some thoughts. Sometimes I feel that way. But as he's renewed my mind, I now know better.
so you would have go home, you'd have a bad day because you got into, you feel like you got into your imagination and
Believe the thought.
Okay.
Because I didn't have anyone telling me, don't worry about it.
Right.
It's okay, you're growing like a child, except that it's in the spirit.
Gotcha. Okay. And the other question is, I noticed that with thoughts, it's almost like for me, the thoughts are the thing that I have to hang on to. It's almost like without the thoughts, I feel like I'm free falling. So
I used to think that way too.
yeah, so it's like something to hang on to.
But
Is that the ego trying to hang on to?
100%. That's why God said you must bring every thought into captivity. He didn't say it's a thought you need to hold on to. Every thought. And I don't care what happened last night. Whatever happened last night, it's over with, it's done with. Give it no thought. Just know, you know what? I smoked pot last night. I shouldn't have. I got so high, I didn't know what to do. I was just so high. And just know you didn't want it. Don't judge yourself. Don't make a big deal. You're less likely to do it anytime soon.
It seems like if you don't have the thoughts, you don't have anything.
Right. But you do, you have, really with the thoughts, you have nothing. But when you away from the thoughts, when you doubt them, you have faith in God. So where am I? So let's do this. I'm going to move faster, folks. Let's start here and all the way over. All right, and I got to ask a question. Yes.
What's up, man?
Is this your first time here?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Giovanni.
Welcome, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
It's awesome to be here.
Where you from?
Baltimore.
Are you visiting?
Yeah.
Right on, all the way from Baltimore.
Yeah, yeah. It's awesome.
Baltimore is where that man died, right?
Freddie Gray?
No, you're talking about Elijah.
Elijah, he dead.
Yeah, he gone.
He dead. That's where he's from, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Baltimore?
Baltimore, yeah.
Don't mess with the president.
No.
Keep your hand off the son of God or the daughter of God. Anyway, thank you for coming, man.
Yeah, thanks for opening the doors.
Right on.
So the guys I traveled out here with.
You know Joel?
I met him outside.
Oh, you did? Had you heard about him beforehand?
Yeah, I watched the show.
Everybody know Joel. He black.
Yeah, he black.
Did you know he could rap?
Yeah.
I was stunned.
One of my daughter loves to stand up. The Trevor Wesley.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, me and my daughter, we listen to it every day when we take her to school.
Right on, you got to stop it. Hey, your mama.
Yeah.
Stop it. I'm like, what the? He done went from mama to rapping.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So the guys I traveled out with, I was trying to get them out here, but they didn't want to come to church because of the perception of church.
Right.
When I told them, we could ask questions, I asked him, did you have any questions for him? And he said, I thought it was an interesting question. It was, why would God allow anyone into heaven?
Why would he allow anyone?
Yeah.
Because he love you.
Yeah. I gave him a different answer, though.
What was your answer?
You
He should be happy for his grace and his mercy that he would see you worthy enough to bring into heaven. Yeah.
So I gave him an answer because I told him, it's really his decision on the idea of heaven that we normally taught as Christians. We're going to go to that place in the sky or whatever.
So that's the one he was talking about?
Yeah, that's the one he was talking about.
Once he die?
Yeah.
Tell him he doesn't know if God's going to let anybody in anyway. So.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
Yeah.
But I also told him,
I thought he meant inside.
But then I, kind of referenced that the kingdom of heaven is already inside of you.
Yeah, that's right.
And, we have to go within to, access that kingdom.
Yeah.
And I just told him he put his code already inside of us, so.
100%, man.
So if we go inside, that's where.
How long are you going to be in town?
Till tomorrow night. I'm going to the Ravens game.
The Raiders game?
Ravens.
The Ravens?
Versus
Where are
Rams. I don't know where they are right now.
Are they in this city?
No, the Ravens are the Baltimore football team.
Oh, I see.
And they're playing the Rams, the one that you said they can't play ball.
Can they play?
I don't think so.
I don't think the Rams can play ball. I never hear anything, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're not having a good season.
would you rather have an unclean life or an honorable death?
Honorable death.
Over an unclean life?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I thought there was a follow-up to the question.
Oh, I thought you were about to come up here.
No.
No, I'm messing with you. Any other question for me?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Right here. Right here, I think. Was it you?
It could be both.
Would you rather have an unclean life or an honorable death?
Honorable death.
You would? Why?
Because it sounds cooler.
And so you'd rather have this unclean life and an honorable death, right? Honorable death. Because it sounds good. All ego. Okay. Did you have a question for me?
Yeah, well, it's not a question, but I noticed that that the silent prayer or whatever type of meditation you do,
It's observation.
it's what?
Observe. You want to be able to just look. You want to be aware. You don't want
That's
to
what I'm saying.
meditate.
It opens because I feel like you forgive your mother and your father, and that opens up that that door to understanding. But
Yes.
I feel like that meditation helps to
Observation.
Yeah, because I was driving here and some guy cut me off out of nowhere, and usually I would
That's right.
be angry about it, but it was like. And I think it's because I've been doing the silent prayer for a
Stay
while.
with it, man.
Yeah,
You're going to be
just,
surprised at how the world used to control you with things.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you realize, wow, that doesn't
Yeah,
mean
that-
anything anymore. When did that happen?
yeah, like he probably
You're absolutely
dropped
right.
chicken soup.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the answer you gave for why would God let anyone into heaven, that he loves you, I believe that's the same answer why he would let anyone into the fallen state. I think it's because he loves you, and I think that...
Well, he definitely loves us, and he sent his son so we all can, those who want to, can return, but most people are not going to. Only a few.
Yeah, well, kind of what I'm saying is that...
Have you overcome your anger?
Oh, yeah.
And you're close to your father?
I don't know my father.
You don't know him?
I do not know him. I have never been able to track him down.
Really?
Yeah, I've done
What
a
did your
DNA
mother
test.
say when you ask about him?
She said that they were estranged at the time and that he kidnapped her and raped her.
Of course.
That's her story.
Of course.
So yeah, that's her story.
Women act like they don't have sense enough to do anything. Everything is somebody else's fault. Hey, he raped me.
Right. So
I don't believe it.
Well, I wasn't. I mean, I was
Because
there.
when
I guess
growing up,
I was there
women-
after.
Ain't no way in the world you would have raped a woman. She would have killed you. You'd have been so tired of fighting with her, you wouldn't want to do anything afterward. You know what I'm saying? Because women didn't mess around. Outside of these weak women, somebody raped them. Where are the responsibilities for the woman? I would want my daughter to be as strong as my son. You know what I'm saying? But women want her, oh, you raped me. Everybody been raped. Except baby Jessica daddy.
Carry a gun.
Go ahead. Anyway.
No,
What is it like not knowing your father?
What is it like? Well, it's more like what is it not like? Because I don't know my father. So
Do you have a desire to know him?
growing up, I never did. And then when you told me to seek him a couple years ago, I did a DNA test. I looked on Ancestry. I did everything I could. And apparently it's like a generational thing. His father did the same thing to him, and his father did the same thing before, over and over. So there's a whole bunch of us out there that are like all looking for our father.
So were your mother living with him for a while? Or married to him?
They were married, yeah. She was a teenager. They had just gotten married, had my older brother, and then they became estranged. And
So she was married to this man, had 2 kids with him. She doesn't know his folks or anybody on his side of the family.
According to her, no.
Somebody lying.
She stopped
Ain't
talking to
somebody
him.
lying? There ain't no way she married this man. Nobody showed up at the wedding?
I wasn't there again. So
Do you believe her?
I believe she's naive, and I believe she blocked it all out. But I don't.
She didn't block that much out.
Well, I believe that she doesn't know where they are.
But I can't believe that. Do you believe that? She married this man. They had 2 kids, right?
One that he knows of.
But they had two, you and your brother.
Yeah.
You had an older brother.
Yeah.
And she didn't know anything. Nobody came to the wedding or anything. And all those years of being pregnant, she didn't call up her mama or his mama. Do you believe her? Do you believe her?
It doesn't sound believable.
I don't believe that. Do you believe it?
I don't, it's not that I even believe it, I just don't care.
Why not?
Because it kind of seems more to be with her problem than my problem.
But knowing your father is your problem now, you don't.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I thought I'd make a best step. I even went to my grandparents, and they were able to tell me more detail than she was even able to tell me.
Could they tell you about his folks?
No, but they told me where they had lived and told me like what they were like, and no one kept touch with any of these people. So
that's amazing.
It's
All right. Well,
I could try again. I could try again, I guess.
I mean, if it's not important to you, it's up to you. Do you don't hold anything against him for not knowing him and being around him?
No, I know it's my mom's fault. I know that whatever that scenario, that scene.
Yeah, so you don't hold anything against your father?
I don't even think he knows I exist, but so I don't hold it against him
Do you
personally.
hold anything against your father?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if he doesn't know you exist, I wouldn't hold anything against him.
Yeah, I think that's the scenario.
Right on.
I think
Would
she
you
cut off
rather-
ties so he wouldn't know.
Would you rather live an unclean life or an honorable death?
I guess an honorable death.
Why would you want an honorable death and an unclean life?
Are you saying one or the other?
What would you prefer, an unclean life or an honorable death?
It would have to be, well, no one would want an unclean life. That's just.
No, I'm asking you.
I know, but I'm just saying I would prefer almost anything over an unclean life.
So which would you prefer, unclean life or an honorable death?
Honorable death.
And so you don't mind living an unclean life?
Well, that's why you're. I think this is a grammar thing. I think there's
So
some.
you're choosing the unclean life over the honorable death, right?
No, I'm saying I'd rather live, or I'd rather have an Damn. I would, if you were telling me I would have a.
Which would you prefer, unclean life or an honorable death? To live an unclean life or an honorable death?
I would have an honorable death.
And you would want to live an unclean life?
That's not what I said.
You would choose the unclean life over the honorable death. I mean, if
I see.
If death came, and then the unclean life both came, and they told you to choose one of us, who would you choose?
I'm confused.
Would you choose the unclean or the honorable death?
Honorable death.
You take your answer now.
I think I still don't understand the question, but.
You understand it, you're just scared to answer it.
No, because I think it's still
Choose
honorable
one.
death. Honorable death.
Okay. What would you change your mind about?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I would change to an unclean life.
And why?
Because then you have a chance to get forgiveness, and you're still living.
Amazing. What do you say? You.
An unclean life.
You would rather have an unclean life than an honorable death?
Well, what kind of life would I have if I had an honorable death at the end? Was it an unclean life with an honorable death? Or was it a clean life with an honorable death?
Don't be trying to ride on her coattails. Oh, thank God I got a witness. I can't answer the question, but I will. Which one you choose, Mark?
Unclean life.
Unclean life. And you'd rather have the unclean life over the
I'm more
honorable
focused on the life word than the unclean, and the death than the honorable. I would choose life over death.
death. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. You waiting on me to answer? Oh, okay. I saw somebody's hand over here. Yes. Caesar, how you doing? Okay.
Yeah, I had a question kind of when we were talking about the whole family thing.
Yes.
Living together and all that. I was wondering, isn't there some benefits to having kind of like multi-generational family members living with each other?
Yeah, the rent is easier to pay.
Well,
the
not even
rent.
that. Yeah, not even that. But like, I'm thinking like more on like the communal level. Like, I'm thinking back in the time where like the country was really doing well and like communities were thriving and small towns were really doing well. It was pretty common that multiple family generations were living with each other, or at least living in close proximity with each other, and were more involved in each other's lives.
As long as it's done by choice and not force.
Right.
Because once you're born again, you're going to see that your real family are those who have been born again and truly been born again and are living it. Your spiritual family is your real family, not your physical family.
Okay. But even if it is just your physical family, don't you think that still lays the groundwork for, I don't know, a more stable life for people? No?
I haven't seen it.
Really? Okay.
Because I know so many families who live around each other, and everybody all screwed up.
Mhm.
I don't know any family members that's together and they're just stable and tiptoeing through the tulips. I don't know any family like that. Have you? Do you?
Some. I mean, I don't know.
Like where? In
I'm just thinking.
$1980?
Honestly, I'm just thinking more like historically speaking, like that. I mean, I'm talking like my grandparents when they were growing up and starting their families. They all lived with their parents and their other spouses' parents. You know, they were all, if not in the same house, definitely within the same block as each other.
Right.
I mean, that maybe
And
that's just how.
everybody was stable.
I mean, there was no. They never heard of divorce. They never heard of out of wedlock pregnancies. There was never any high crime or anything like
I
that.
guess it's possible, but I just never seen it.
You know, but you know what I mean. Like I feel like the world, or at least the country, I don't know how big of a or how macro of a level we want to look at.
Even when you get married, you're supposed to take your wife and go away from your family.
Right.
You're not supposed to stay around them. So if God had wanted us to stay around them, He would have said, marry and go away. Go further away as possible.
I do get it, but for the record, I do get it. But it's just I'm just thinking like, wasn't the world? I feel like there was a lot less crap going on in the world when that
I
was
know
sort of like
when
a
I was
norm.
growing up, there were family members around up and down the road.
Yeah.
But we weren't into all each other's business. We just knew that they were there.
Okay.
And if something happened, we need a cup of sugar or something, we'd go and borrow it.
Yeah.
But we didn't really rely on each other, on the people down the road.
Okay.
Yeah. And we didn't let them come to our house.
Really?
Well, they wanted to come in and watch our TV, and we got sick of that.
Okay.
We were the first one to get the first black and white TV on the plantation. All of a sudden, every Friday night, everybody wanted to come, right? And after a while, they said, no, y'all can't come no more. Because they start sucking the life out of you.
Fair enough.
But a good question. This young lady in the blue sweater, black or blue sweater? Yeah, take the mic for me. How are you?
Good, how are you?
All is well. No woman is good. What's on your mind today? Oh, I forgot Rachel wanted to talk. What's on your mind?
Nothing. I'm just.
Nothing? Yeah. Did you have a good week?
Yeah.
What did you get so mad about this week? Speak into the mic for me.
Nothing. I was just stressed. I had midterms.
You what?
I was just stressed mainly.
About what?
Midterms.
Oh, midterms. How old are you?
19.
19. And why were you stressed about that?
Because I want to pass my classes.
You what?
I want to pass my classes.
Well, just relax. Study and relax, and then you can pass. That makes sense?
Yes.
You live on campus?
In a house.
I'm sorry?
In a house.
On campus? I mean, but it's a part of the school?
It's like next to the school. It's not a part of it.
You have roommates and thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so are you dating?
No.
What happened?
What do you mean?
You broke up with your boyfriend?
No, I just want to focus on myself right now.
What happened to that? Have you ever dated?
Yeah, I guess.
You're not sure?
Yeah, I have.
Were you dating?
Yeah.
Did you know you were dating?
What do you mean?
You don't seem to be aware that you were dating. How you, what?
Yeah.
How do you see guys, how old are you, 19?
Yes.
How do you see guys your age?
Immature.
Immature? In what way?
That they only want one thing.
And what's that?
Sex.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know that. And you know that's not love, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so don't do it. All right? And if they don't want to date, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you know that. How did you learn that?
Well, I like do silent prayer, so I feel like that's made me realize like a lot.
Right on.
Mhm.
You're going to have an amazing life.
I hope so.
You know, if you have time to date, you can date a little bit, but no sex. They don't love you. All right?
Yeah.
Any questions for me?
No.
All right. Right here. Yes.
So I was kind of like debating like telling you this or not, but I thought I would.
All right.
It's kind of like an embarrassing story, and so I'm going to keep it like as short as I can.
All right. A little louder for me?
Okay. So so you know how I've been dealing with all my family stuff?
Yes.
So I recently was talking to one of my girlfriends about it all, and she's pretty spiritual.
Your girlfriend is spiritual?
She's like, she's one of my best friends.
And that make her spiritual?
She's very spiritual. Like
What does that mean to be spiritual?
Like she talks about God, she talks about angels, she talks about different like stones and just I don't know if she's Christian. I don't really know what she is. Yeah, she's.
When she's talking about stones.
Yeah, she
and
talks.
angels.
Yeah. And yeah, so she talks about all that.
All right, but go
so
ahead.
I get like stuck on the phone with her for like 4 hours talking about it. And so it's anyways. So she convinces me though to go to like a psychic reader.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and I've never been. So, but she was like just trying to like influence me to go, and so I went, and it just really messed me up, honestly, to be completely honest, because everything that I've been feeling, you know, like I'm pretty strong with my faith and Christianity and God, and you know, it kind of like messed me up with that.
In what way?
The lady really was terrifying. I mean, I went there, and the next day I had the flu. I had an eye infection. I was really sick, so I was like, this lady put like a curse on me, and the lady basically was like, if you give me like $5,400, I'll help you.
$5,400?
Yeah. And she said, well, burn the money, and then you'll be free of all your problems in life.
Did you give it to her?
No.
Oh.
I blocked her. So, but
She was calling you, telling you that?
Yeah, she scared me though, because she told me she like analyzed my life, and she was telling me about like just different really scary things and like my past lives and all
Oh, my
this
God.
really crazy
so
stuff.
you went and talked to Satan's daughter.
I felt like I was talking to like
Yeah.
a demonic person.
You were.
But it was so scary.
Did Dallon tell you not to go?
I didn't really tell him because he was gonna think I was insane.
Yeah.
Like I knew he would think I was crazy, but like
Yeah.
even when I told my friend this, because she's like, what happened? I told her, she was like, oh my gosh, because I told her about the money, and she was like, that's a scam, and my
Yeah.
dad was like, that's a scam.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just kind of like so I've been trying to like get back to normal from it, but
Yeah.
it scared
Relax and
me.
let it pass. Just let it be a
So
lesson.
everything
learned.
she said was fake.
Yeah. Yeah. Just it was a setup for you to believe in lies
lot
and
of
scare.
fear.
So now you believe that stuff, and that's why you're
For
feeling
like
that
a
way.
day I did. I was like,
Yeah.
she said there was like 9 demons inside of me.
And they all came from her.
So I said, I was like, I didn't have them before you, so.
That's right. That's right. No, don't worry about it.
So just ignore it, just block
Right.
her.
If you don't believe it, nothing gonna happen.
Do you think she gave me like, made me sick? Because I had an eye, I never got eye
No, she made you
infections.
believe a lie.
Oh.
That's the only thing she did. She seduced you to believe a lie, because there are 2 forms of temptation for us.
Mm-hmm.
One is the physical, you know, all this teasing and tempting and
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff that goes on that we see with our eyes.
Yeah.
And then there's the spiritual temptations that come from principalities and wickedness. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Let it pass.
Okay. And it will just go away.
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as you stop focusing on it, thinking about it, it's gone.
Okay, thank
So
you.
let the thoughts go.
So everything she said was fake.
Yeah, it's all lies.
Okay.
She tried to rip you off for $6,400.
She wanted to burn
How
it.
much?
She didn't even want it. She wanted me
Was
to
it
burn
54
it.
or 64?
54, but she wanted me to burn it. She didn't even want the money.
Was she going to watch you burn it?
Yeah, she said she was gonna burn. She had like 10 things she wanted me to burn at like an altar.
That's crazy. You should have said, what the?
I was
and
scared.
ran out of there.
I did. I was scared.
Yeah. Well, next time, don't listen to your friend.
Yeah, no. Now we don't talk because I'm
Oh,
I'm
good. Let her
scared.
go with the crystals.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I got, yes, James.
I have a few more online questions that I'd like to get to. One, Mari asks, are you beta if you get hurt on the job?
No, you're beta for asking that question.
She always supports, by the way.
I appreciate that. Beta.
Brazzo asks, can men become real men without believing in God and Christ? Or will unbelief always make men weak?
Always be weak. Because you either believe evil or you believe good. You believe in something, whether you know it or not.
Lin Yen Chin asks, why does Jesse refuse to understand that meditation isn't evil and it is what he does every morning and night as silent prayer? He's afraid of the accusation that he is New Age or Eastern? That's his question.
No, I just like to observe because God said, hold on to nothing, right? No thoughts. It seemed like, I've never done meditation thing, but it sounds like you're holding on to something. You're meditating on something, and you're not supposed to meditate on anything. You're just supposed to sit at the gate and watch. So that's why I don't know if it's evil or not, but the people do act weird.
One comment from this lady says, in the Netherlands, men cannot whistle to the women anymore if she is good looking.
So what now?
In the Netherlands, that's Holland,
right?
Men are not allowed to whistle to the women anymore if she's good looking.
Amazing. Poor ladies. That's too bad. That's unfortunate. Hermes, you prefer unclean life or honorable death?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't really understand the question.
What you don't understand about the question?
I mean, how can you have an honorable death if you have an unclean life?
Which do you prefer?
I prefer to have a clean life.
A clean life?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but not an honorable death.
Well, I would like to have both, but if I had to pick one, I'd prefer the clean life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? So I might make this a biblical question now that I was going to just talk about it today, but we're out of time. Raymond, you had a question?
Okay.
Oh, hold on for the mic. Is it a question?
I just want to answer that question you put to us.
About unclean life or an honorable death?
Yes.
Which would you prefer?
An honorable death.
All right, don't tell me why yet. All right. Why would you prefer honorable death?
Because to me, it's the only honorable thing I believe I deserve.
So what now?
It's the only honorable thing I believe I deserve.
You believe you deserve death?
Yes.
All right, you can go back to sleep. That's amazing. Amazing. When you guys and ladies get a chance, I want you to read 1 Corinthians 2:15. Just when you get a chance. 1 Corinthians 2:15. And what you're going to notice is that Paul talk about judging and that we should judge. And judgment in our world doesn't mean hate. It's discern. And so you need to be discerning. You need to be judging all this crap that you're around, right? And not accept it as a good. All right? Don't act like you don't see it. When you know that it's wrong, it's wrong. Make sure you know that. It just means, as long as you don't hate, but you got to judge it. Judgment and discernment is the same thing. And I wanted to make that clear to you because I know a lot of Christians say, oh, you don't judge, I don't judge, I just blah, 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 right? But you should judge without the hate. And that's discernment. And that way you don't, I'm sorry? 1 Corinthians 2:15. Also in there, he talked about how the worldly man does not accept spiritual things. They are folly to him. But the spiritual man judges all things. And that's in 1 Corinthians 2-13-15. I just happened to be reading, I'm like, wow, this is deep. I never heard that Paul said that. But it's so true. You have to judge all things. Just don't hate what you see. All right? Because that's how the world is deceiving you. They're dumping all this stuff on with emotions and all that stuff, and you're falling for it rather than judging it. And then they say, don't judge me. You better judge him. All right? Just FYI. I don't have time to read it because we're out of time. Any questions about anything? You have a question? Yes, sir.
Sounds a bit crazy, but Friday night, I had a very strange vision about 1 Corinthians 2:15.
Oh, yeah?
The difference between judging and discerning.
Amazing.
It's really bizarre.
Did you know that, Will, that Paul said that? That we knew about it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So don't ever let anyone say, don't judge me, don't judge me. Just don't hate them, but don't agree with them when they're wrong. Lifestyles and lying and cheating. So what's on your mind, Caesar? You look like you're married now. You look like something on your mind.
That's what happened. I got married. I'm kidding. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. So nothing bother you?
No.
How's everything going?
Everything's great.
How long has it been now?
Since the 29th.
Of this month? I mean last month?
October, yeah.
Yeah, so not quite a month yet.
Nah.
And you still happy about it?
It's amazing. We talk about it every day. Just everything feels it was just a missing link, just connecting the whole family together. It's just
right
it's
on.
great. Yeah.
And your wife still act like she got sense?
She what?
She still acting like she got some sense.
She's, you know what? She's I want to bring her one day, but she's at home. She's like, as long as you go to church, it's like I got it,
Right on.
But she's come a long way, Jesse. Yeah.
Oh, right on, man.
Yeah.
You're blessed. You really are. So anyway, folks, happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope you have a good, whatever you do for the holiday, Thanksgiving holiday. We are open on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're closed Thursday and Friday. But we will be doing the radio show both days, Thursday and Friday. So don't forget to tune in. Also, any announcement, Hermes?
That's it.
Okay. I am looking for a fundraising person. So if anybody know how to do that or know someone that knows how to do it, send them to me. All right? Fundraising person. And don't forget to do the silent prayer. Stay with the silent prayer. Speak up, but don't resent. And read that 1 Corinthians 2:15. I think you'll like it. I don't hear a lot of people say that about Paul, and he was right on the money about that. Matter of fact, I would read 1 through 15, because he kind of lays it out. Yeah, so read 1 through 15. It's really, really interesting. Stuff we've been talking about all along. And it was something else to find it there, all right? Don't forget to donate to us. Donate to the Building Fund. Go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for coming. Thank you so much. So what I want to do is quickly welcome the first time.